Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to my gardens. If you're new here, hi, my name is Elizabeth and we're located in Northeast Arkansas in Zone 7. So today is Saturday morning, hopefully the same day you'll be seeing this video. So I hope that you guys have had a great morning so far and a super day. And today I'm going to be working on this flower bed along the front of my house. So this has evolved, you know, as any landscape bed does. It has evolved so many times. I have been living here, this fall will be my 4th year living here, but I dated my husband in this house before we got married, so I've actually been gardening here about 6 years. So this bed 6 years ago was 4 hostas that every year there was no border or mulch or anything. My husband would just mow right up next to them, and this would be considered shade, except you can see right now I have concluded this is not really an adequate place for shade plants, because this is what my hostas do this time of year. They brown, they wilt, they start dying back. The only way there's nothing I can do. This is 6+ years in this spot for that one. I moved out the other 3. I would move out different ones and put in different things over the years. But now we're left with this one hosta, and I have decided they just can't take it up here. I have another hosta that's actually on this side of the porch. You can't see it from here. It's right behind this large hibiscus, and it is actually in shade, and it does just fine. So this is just too much sun up here. So I'm going to take out the hosta. I'm going to cut back the leaves that look sad, and I'm going to divide the plant into at least 2, and I'm going to relocate them. And then I have this autumn sedum here, or it's a sedum, and it's called Autumn Joy. Putting on all these little flowers right now. These will start to change into like pinks and oranges and flower in the fall, and it's pretty. But what I don't like about this plant is it literally, look at this. It sprawls at the center, and it just looks so weird. And because it's open like that, it encourages my dog to walk through the middle of it. So it looks horrible. So that one, I'm thinking about relocating it somewhere else, to be determined. I'd hate to throw it away because it's sort of flourishing. It's just a little weird. Anyway, so then that's almost half of the bed. I've got a shrub over there that has died back. I've got some perennial flowers that are okay. I think I'm going to preserve, and some little things here and there that I will be leaving. But for the most part, I'm going to be replacing a lot with these guys. So I got some of these purple mums. And honestly, I just went by Walmart the other day on a whim to get something else, and this was all they had. So I was like, okay, I'll do this purple, yellow, and orange vibe. I love these colors together anyways. So these are mums, but then there's this, I got 2 of these, which are balloon flower. And these are actually a perennial, so I will keep that in mind. But it's just that really pretty, delicate purple color. So what we're going to be doing today is pulling almost everything out of this bed, throwing away some, relocating the rest, and then planting these. So I want to actually do like a big makeover for this whole porch and restructure what I've got in here. I would love to see the back in like evergreens, and have a place to put in my tulips and my daffodils every spring. So I want to leave space for those. But then I want the rest, you know, I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about stuff. I know that what it's doing now is not flattering. I mean, just even from afar, like, look, you can see there's stuff going on. But when you look close up, let me show you close up. Let's be real here. You see that? That is sprawling. And it's creating this openness and this mess. Do not like that. Used to have a hosta there. Here is the hosta that looks sick that I'm going to remove. These guys were too close together, so that's no fun. I have some pink, what is that called? Petunias, and some black ones there. They're dying out. These are grass seeds that come up from having this bird feeder here, so I'm going to relocate that. This makes there be too much weeding. But this cute little succulent here, I'm going to leave. This little plant that looks like a fern, I'm going to leave. This is dead. This is a gladiola that's never flowered. This is a perennial. I can't think of what it's called. It would look lovely with purple blooms. So I have 3 different ones here. Or maybe 4. So I think I'm just going to try and relocate, like move these around and incorporate them into the new bed. This is all the grass seed weeds that I need to pull. This is a perennial flower. This is my Colorado blue spruce, which will need a better home eventually, but I may go ahead and leave it here till next spring and just kind of work around it. And then we get to this corner. This is a lot of bulb flowers and grasses. So I can see a couple of monkey grass in there, which I would love to leave. And then these are some bulbs that fell over. There's our new cat, Ozzy. These are lilies that I need to cut the stems back. Hi, buddy. But then right here in this edge, this is just weeds. This is grass weeds. So I need to pull all of that. So we're going to work on this bed from this corner all the way over, and hopefully it won't be too much work. So I think I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse as I get going. May put you up on the porch so that you're in the shade. Yeah, so I think my plan of attack will be to start with the stuff that I'm just pulling out so I can just remove, get it out of the way. And I'll get my new plants out of the wheelbarrow. I'll put my trash plants in the wheelbarrow and pull the weeds and everything I need to do, and then maybe give you like a close-up look at kind of what we have at that point. I have a lot of garden decor in here too. I'm going to pull out and obviously put back. I have plant fertilizer that I'm going to put on the whole area before I replant anything. And then I have mulch from other projects, so I'm going to go ahead and remulch this up before I am done. Now, if we have time today, this morning in this project, I need to relocate this beautiful hibiscus. I had no idea she would get so big, or I would not have put her right here. I am envisioning, whether it happens this fall or next spring, having a tall, skinny, circular evergreen right here next to the house. Oh my God, it'd be so freaking cute. But those are expensive, especially if they're like the swirly, like shaved ones, that would be so fun. Anyway, so don't know when that'll happen, but this guy is looking sad because I have to prune it when its arms hang over the walkway. So it's been on a hard rebound from that. And I know these don't transplant super well, but they will survive. So the thing is I don't want to clean all this up and then have this ugly corner right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this guy back, dig it up, relocate it. There's some weeds behind it that I can't reach very easily around the plant. I'm going to pull those and I'll remulch this corner so that it's pretty much done, because in here I've got some weeds back there, but I've got some little perennials I put in this bed earlier this year. I might touch up some mulch, but otherwise it will be fine. It's just this hibiscus is really an eyesore. So let's get to working with kittens underfoot and hummingbird buzzing all around and kids swimming in the pool, having a glorious day. So I'm actually ended up pulling some things that, like glad you would normally just cut back, but they have continued to just fall here. So I think they weren't planted deep enough. So I'm just getting rid of anything that doesn't look great. And then we'll still have this corner here of monkey grass. And here's another glad. Lots of dead stuff under here that I have not come in and cleaned up in years. So I think I'm finally getting to this. So I don't know if you have cats, but they always love it when I pull weeds and they run around and everything. It's so cute. So that is a huge accomplishment. I'm going to get that all raked up, and then I'm going to start, well, I got to dig up that hosta and the sedum and figure out what to do with them. Wow. Oh, don't like fold it. Grab it. Hold on. Grab it by one of those. One of the bigger ones. There you go. Wow. Just set it on the wheelbarrow. Oh my goodness. Well, oh, it almost fell over. Okay. See, now it'll be easier to reach the that arm right there, that's attached. See those? That's part of that one you just dug up. Awesome. All right, so my son pulled out that Autumn Blaze. My hair is a mess today. Anyway, pulled out this Autumn Blaze sedum for me, and there are so many good arms on it, and it is in the succulent family, that what I'm doing is I got a good handful of them. I pulled the leaves off the bottom, cut it off the mother plant, and I'm going to stick this in one of my raised beds in the cottage garden and just see if they'll root. Who knows? Let's see. Okay, I've got 8, which is a lot. Let's go try and put these in the ground. Also, I want to say that I'm not sad about pulling out this plant. I had it in, I probably paid 10 bucks for it, maybe 15. And I did have it in the landscape for 3 years, maybe 2, at least 2. But this is like a third of what I just pulled out. It just was unfortunate looking, but individually, they're really cute. And because the plant was sprawling, they were growing weird. So I'm gonna see if I can get them to kind of straighten themselves up with how I put them in here. So I think I'm gonna do them along this edge, so that they have the side of the bed for support. The stems are really thick and sturdy, so if they're going to root, then this method should work. As I said, that one never tried to fall over. See, here's a good example of one that is really straight. This little thing broke off, so we'll just pull that off. And you know what? We can even see if this little guy will root in the ground by himself. Who knows? And the reason I'm doing this is just because they're so pretty when I pull them out. And I thought, you know, if they will root, I can just maybe even just give them away to family and friends, or just find a better place to put them in the yard as opposed to where I had them before. All right. There is my attempt to save the sedum Autumn Blaze. Well, got the hosta out, and boy, we've done a number on this bed. Look how much we're parting with. That is so crazy. So I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to pull up these gray ones. I always forget what they're called, but they are often used as a cut flower, and I need to prune them before I move them. So I think I'm going to cut some off to make a bouquet, and probably grab some of my zinnias that I have over here. Just put together a little bouquet so I'm not just completely wasting this stuff. Alright, Alright, so I just picked a few different things. These are my two newest rose varieties that I love them. They're like super doubles and they smell so amazing. One of my original yellows. Move you down a little bit. And then we've got zinnias. And then these are off of my forsythia bush, just for some green. Anyways, that's so cute. Small but adorable. So I'm just taking a break from the heat and thinking about where I want to put things. So I'm just kind of like sitting here staring at the bed. I know that I have a newer rose that I think is maybe red that I want to pull over here. I was originally going to put it somewhere else, and I'm debating moving the Colorado blue spruce from one side of the bed to the other, but I don't know. So I'm just going to sit here, kind of feel it out, rest a minute, and then I will place everything and I'll show you what I come up with. And usually when I set things out in their pots, really helps to give me a visual, think about how big they're going to get, and then usually end up tweaking that a few times. Alright, so I have all of my plants placed and I'm really loving this. I ended up pulling in, of course, things from other areas that I wasn't sure I would do. But so let me go over what we have here and then I'm going to get these in the ground and mulch because I'm getting tired. So we've got our new annuals here. These two, this is a perennial. This is that little fern that was back over here in the corner and I pulled it out in the front. I don't really know what it is. I think it grew here naturally. I don't recall ever planting it. Either way, it's grown really slowly, but it's been in the shadow of stuff. So I wanted to move it to the front of the bed and I think it's got enough space. This is a new red rose I recently got that has small buds and they're like true red, so that'll be really pretty. And then here again we have two annuals. This is some succulents that I always leave here and hope it will spread. This is a rose I pulled over from one of my sick beds. It's gorgeous. It's a lilac. It is so pretty. I'm going to cut this off when I plant it, but this is the color. It was gorgeous. I actually planted it over there on the other side of the front door, like, I don't know, almost 2 months ago, and it just died back immediately. So I don't know what was up with that. So it's been in the sick bed in my cottage garden, and you can see it's come back to life. It's already bloomed once or twice. So I love roses, so I'm like, okay, why not? Let's just put some roses up here. When they're both blooming, red and lilac together, that'd be gorgeous. And then here we have the marigolds, mums, marigolds, leaving this flower here. And this is a perennial. It's that, I think it's balloon flower. And this tiny little thing back here is a red hollyhock. I bought it at a nursery back in the spring. Where I planted it, it got way too much shade. And so I'm going to see if it'll do okay in this bed. If so, the red blooms next to the lilac blooms next spring would be divine. So loving that. So then I got my garden decor incorporated here because I don't have enough plants to really fill in the whole area. So then that fits perfect. I moved my solar thing that's for my lights on the porch. Put a little gnome back there. And then once I get everything planted, I'll put my lights back in. I've got 2 of those. So I'm going to get this going, and I would love to move that right there, but my husband has that, covering that, hoping it will keep cats out of there. But now that we have baby kittens, they could totally fit. So when he gets home in a minute, I'm going to talk to him about kind of redoing that. If I can move that and have that space, I will probably just mulch this whole area and put this little light down there because that would be cute. Or, ooh, I could hang that light from that because I never know what to hang there because that guy's so short. But anyway, that'd be really cool. This area has just kind of always been an eyesore because of that block. You can see over this crawl space one, we have a huge rock. So at least it's prettier. Oh my God, look at Ozzy playing with that. So cute. This little bird hanger thing used to be on this short one. So it hung just above the ground. And the cats played with it then too. But this one with the hummingbird never had anything hanging on it, so I thought that'd be cuter and I like it. Very cute. Okay, so I'm gonna get all these in the ground. I'm excited. I didn't even plan on literally doing this whole bed, but I really am. But I'm loving the vision of it so far, so let me hurry and get these in the ground. All right, all done and got it mulched. Oh my goodness, it looks so great. And I think the spacing of everything ended up being just perfect. So I did do the mulch around the edge here where I had thinned out these plants. And we've got our new plants. I put the lights back. This is the lilac rose. Got our little succulent along the edge there. And the red rose. And then my husband looked up this little fern guy, and it's called asparagus fern. And then we did remove the block. So I hung the little lamp on there, which that's cute for now. These will fill out a little more. I love that. The new mulch makes the world of difference. It's actually not the mulch I normally use, but I love it. It's more just like tree bark. So this one is a Scott's. It's good. It's just, you can tell a difference between it and what I normally use. But so we'll see. Maybe this will last longer. That'd be great. I've not fully mulched this bed in probably 3 years. I've just done some touch-ups here and there. So this just feels like a whole new fresh space. Beautiful new place. Oh my goodness. I love it. I am excited. These two roses will do a fair bit of growing in our fall here in Arkansas because we have lovely falls and our roses usually thrive unless we get a good amount of rain. I'm going to water all these guys in and then I will be done. And I am just so happy to have this done. Thanks for coming along with me. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, rest of your weekend. And thanks for stopping by. Love you guys. Hey you guys, I'm sitting here watering this new bed in and I realized I forgot to tell you guys that before I placed all the plants, I went through and I sprinkled my fertilizer pellets. And so they were just all over the soil. So when I planted, they just kind of went in everywhere for the whole bed. And now I'm just heavily watering things and it's a really hot day. Thankfully this bed will be in shade now the whole rest of the day. And just want to give all these guys a really good soaking going in. Some are brand new, some have been in other landscape spots, and so just giving them a good dose. And they look so beautiful with the dark mulch. Look, you can barely even see them because it's so bright out here. Love it. Anyways, bye again.